Hey everyone, we're TowawayCouple. I'm Tom, the driver.
And I'm Bunny, the Dodgers fan.
And the Twinkie. She comes in wearing that shirt and says, we're Twinkies.
The boys are playing today.
The boys are playing today. Or
Yes.
this boy will be playing today.
Don't hate. Don't hate on my Dodgers.
I'm not hating on your Dodgers. Plural. All right, so
Roger Dodger.
yeah. So we have been hearing a lot of. We just did a video on they're going to go their own direction and wherever they decide and everything.
Correct.
So I don't know if it's up before or after this video. I will make that disclaimer because I just randomly put stuff up that I think that fits at the very moment I upload. I mean, it might be on my YouTube. I just choose to make it live depending on what I'm seeing at the time.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're seeing is we're actually seeing where people think that they can get into Driveaway with a motorhome, and they think that they can actually go on a vacation as they make their way to deliver the RV to the dealership.
I had a phone call on it.
A phone call?
Yeah. Actually, in my other job, I was dealing with a customer, and he goes, "Oh my God, you do that for a living?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, well, my friends told me to check it out because we're going to take a couple RVs and we're going to go tour the nation with them and then deliver them on the way." And I'm like, "Oh, really?"
So let's start off with when you're taking these RVs to the dealership, they can't show up in used condition.
No.
You can't even sleep in the beds.
No, because that's considered used.
Yes. So the trailers, we're not even allowed to open the doors or go into them. I mean, we can go in if we have to close a vent or a window. But other than that, we do not go in the trailers at all. They seem to scrutinize the trailers more than the motorhome because the driver in the motorhome is already in the motorhome.
Yes.
So obviously pulling a trailer around, you're definitely not going to vacation in that because you're not allowed in the trailer.
No.
So now the motorhome, you're not allowed to sleep in the bed, but you are allowed to sleep in the motorhome. You're allowed to kind of kick back on the couch or maybe push the breakfast nook down and make a bed out of that the size a 10-year-old kid could sleep in.
Right. Not very comfortable for adults.
And bring your pillows and blankies and everything else.
Right. You can't use the water.
There's no water.
There's no water.
Can't use the bathroom.
No, because that would be
used. So we're doing this video to bust your bubble now. You cannot. Well, I shouldn't say you can't. You should not. You should not get into this to use an RV to go on vacation thinking you could deliver it to a dealership to go get another RV to continue your vacation and just like domino.
Now, there may be a company out there. There may be like one of the rental companies that they need them to go from point A to point B. But to tour in them, I kind of doubt that because they're in a hot necessity right now.
Right. Now, we did hear a story. Actually, we heard a couple of them. But we did hear a story. And I don't even know what company it was with. But they hired a Driveaway driver. Mm-hmm. And his first motorhome. Now, normally they just do like short 200-mile runs on your first run. Maybe it could have been a second run. But they do a first run because they figure if you can't even do a short 150 to 200-mile run, you're not going to be able to do a 2,000-mile run and get it there safely. Well, this person apparently took the RV and then never checked in, never called. They couldn't get a hold of him. And like a week later, they get an email saying, "Okay, done with the RV. You can go pick it up in this parking lot. The keys are in it." He went home and picked up his family, and they used the RV to go on vacation.
Yep.
Now, We did not hear the backside of the story on if they went after him for theft. I mean, you're talking some of these motorhomes Bunny's driving are 150 to 250,000, and she's driving the small ones.
Right.
Imagine the diesel pusher buses.
I don't have a CDL, so I can't drive the
$1
big
million
boys.
motorhomes.
I don't think I'd want to.
I think on the $1 million, they'd be a little more tight.
I think
on
so.
the leash.
Yeah.
But a $250,000 motorhome, she just delivered one not too long ago. It was a beautiful motorhome. And it's like, okay, here's the keys.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Go ahead.
Go deliver it.
This is your third load. Go ahead.
Yeah, go be at it. But, oh my God, what kind of world do we live in today where somebody will go get a job to steal something?
Hey, people think their way around different obstacles, I guess.
Well, they don't even think that company that gave him the job, that got him the motorhome, could lose that account.
Yes, they don't care.
And now that just doesn't affect them.
They don't care.
It affects every driver of that company because if they lose an account, they lose the trailers, the motorhomes, and they might lose multiple accounts depending on how good of friends that company was with other people, or how many companies that company owns under different names.
Oh, absolutely.
You just found out Thor owns Jayco, Thor.
Or they're operating under Airstream. And Jayco. And,
so imagine if your company had all those accounts and somebody did something unscrupulous like that, that would cost, I mean, they could lose their whole business.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, so definitely if you're watching this video and you think that you're going to go ahead and do Towaway so you can go on vacation, no.
Yeah, if you're going to be the Griswolds and go to Wally World.
It doesn't work that way.
Now, you could, if you and your wife were doing it, you can have a passenger at some companies.
Some companies you can.
Some companies you can't. So check with your company. So what some couples will do is they'll go pick up in Elkhart, Indiana area, and they'll drive the motorhome to California and then rent a car and go sightseeing and go on vacation. And that motorhome literally pays for their vacation.
Correct.
Drop the car off at the airport, fly home, and then go get another motorhome and go to Florida, Orlando, and go to Disney World out there. And because motorhomes going to Florida is a lot easier than trailers going
Correct.
there.
But, like we're saying, though, these people thought that they were just going to be able to have complete 100% use of this RV.
Right.
Which is so completely 100% wrong. The other thing you cannot do in these motorhomes is you cannot have a pet in there.
Oh my God. We heard someone had a dog in theirs, and the dealership rejected the RV.
Yep. And you know what?
She couldn't understand why they fired her.
Right. And people can't understand, oh, well, it's just my little dog and he was in a cage. Okay,
People are allergic.
Exactly.
And not everyone likes dogs.
No.
We love dogs. We have Champ.
We
but
do.
not every. I mean, I love cats, but I'm allergic to cats. I can only be around them so long, and then I'm congested for a week.
Right. Yes. So like we said, you can't pick up these RVs and use them to your discretion until you deliver them.
Right.
Plus the fact that on the motorhomes, there's a short window of mileage that you have.
Yeah.
You can't just go off and go to Yellowstone.
Go pick up your family and go see Old Faithful.
And you know what? I did. I got yelled at because I took a different freeway instead of the direct route on the
We were
80.
trying to get there faster because they said the motorhome was a hot load. So we figured we'd save 2 days because we knew going the direct route, we would have been stuck for 2 to 3 days in the winds.
Correct. So we went down through Interstate 70 and went down that way. Well, when he got there, the first thing he looked at was my odometer. And he was like, you're 200 miles over. And I'm like, I had to go this way for the winds. He goes, I don't care.
I don't care if you sit there.
And
before we could even say another word, he had already called our dispatcher and
yell
complained.
At them. But you know what he did explain to me? He goes, you're bringing this from Indiana to Northern California. He goes, do you know how hard it is already to sell a brand new brand new motorhome that has 2,300 miles on it.
Add 200 more.
And add 200. I'm like, you got a point.
We weren't
there.
upset.
I get that.
I mean, we were trying to get it there earlier, and he goes, if you're delivering here, you take the 80 all the way. I don't care if the winds or everything. As transporters, yeah, we would love to go home at night too and see our families and have a nice bed and a nice home cooked meal. These people at the dealerships, they don't quite understand. They go home every single night. They got a nice comfy house or an apartment. They got their restaurants and everything.
They're not living out of a duffel bag.
Right. We're literally washing our clothes every 3 days. So, but yeah, no, you're not going to, I mean, you could take a vacation, but you're not going to last very long.
No, I'll be your first and last.
Right. So
do we advise it? Absolutely not. Don't even
do
try
we recommend it? No.
No.
That would be a no. That would be a big no.
You might be seeing some red and blue lights behind you.
Or at your house.
Or at your house, yes.
Right.
Lawsuit,
man. And no insurance is going to cover that, because if you went off the beaten path and you went all that, no insurance is going to cover it. Your homeowners might cover it.
If they're
if you have a home.
if they're trying to mark everything off as driver damage and you've gone through the trees.
Right. Imagine what you'd get on that.
Ain't gonna fly.
All right. So definitely like and subscribe to this video and watch our other videos. And if you would like to, go to TowawayCouple.com. Click on any of the links on our site. We actually put links on there for things we think people will use. We actually use probably most everything, but we also give alternates too.
Correct.
Alternate choices. Obviously, I don't use 4 different hitches, so therefore...
But you own them.
But I probably own them. Go to our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and definitely follow us. We do post pictures and of our experiences, our travels, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
We definitely do.
So until next time,
we'll see you down the road.
We'll see you down the road.